Hey, hello everybody, it's your friend Mutsa here, and this is a video which I would have preferred to not have made. Unfortunately, the 2020 wildfire season continues, and in fact it has been considered by the California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection as the largest ever recorded. I need to repeat this, the largest ever recorded. I did a bit of research, and by the day I make this video, October 17th, over 70 different fires burned more than 1,000 acres, or about 4 square kilometers each one of these fires. One of them, the August complex, which was formed from the merging of 6 different fires, has burned over 1 million acres. This is a mind-boggling figure. It's nearly 4,300 square kilometers. It's more than the size of the entire state of Rhode Island, for those of you living in the United States. Or it's almost twice the size of Luxembourg, or 6 times the size of Singapore. It's very, very sad. So I spent a few days in Big Bear with my family, and on the way home my wife drove her car with the kids and I rode the GS. I took the scenic route instead of the main highways like the 210 and so forth, and I took Big Pines Highway at the back of the San Gabriel Mountains and the Angeles National Forest. And I came upon the area, or actually a small part of the area burned by the Bobcat Fire. And this is what we are going to see in this video. I didn't have my microphone connected with me on the trip, so I recorded my voice at home after I got here. The Bobcat Fire started on September 6th, so it has been burning for nearly 6 weeks now, and it has burned almost 120,000 acres, which is a very large area. By the way, this marker here on the left side of the road indicates the end of the domain of the Angeles National Forest. But as I was saying, the fire burned almost 120,000 acres, which is some 485 square kilometers approximately. It's 140 times the area of the Central Park in New York, or 340 times the Hyde Park in London. So that's a very, very large area. In fact, the Bobcat Fire is one of the largest in the history of Los Angeles County to date. And here by Mile High Range, we came upon the burned area. And hey, look at that, I got distracted. I almost messed up this right-hand turn there. But as you can see, the devastation here is pretty extensive, even though we are at the very periphery of the fire. On the right here we have Largo Vista Road that goes all the way to Grandview Canyon, and also the Mile High Cafe here on the right. And right here, as you can see, the situation was difficult with the pandemic virus of the cafe. Imagine now with the Bobcat Fire. That's pretty devastating. And here you can see on the road the red mark of the fire retardant dumped by aircraft, either fixed wing or helicopter. This area here, we are coming up upon Vallehermo now. This area is in pretty bad shape. Now let's keep in mind that if this looks devastating, you should know that the San Gabriel Mountains here to my left is way worse than this. Down there on the right you can see the Antelope Valley, where Lancaster and Palmdale are. Right there, right in front of us. And look at this pine needle tree here on the right. It's burned in half. So these trees are very resilient, very resistant, but I'm not sure that one will survive. this area here is pretty burned. This is terrible. Now a little bit more about the Bobcat Fire. The fire started, as I said, on September 6th and began near the Cogswell Dam in Asuza. And first it went south, so it was threatening cities like Monrovia and Duarte. But then the winds shifted and the wind blowing from the Pacific got stronger, so the fire went north. This was helpful, of course, in the most populated areas like Arcadia and Pasadena, but on the other hand, it resulted in tremendous devastation here at the Angeles National Forest, which is the area crossed by this road here. In fact, the fire got extremely close to the Mount Tuyos Observatory in the San Gabriel Mountains. It got something like 100 meters to the observatory. Now, as of today, October 17th, I just checked the figures. The fire is 92% contained. It destroyed 87 homes and damaged 30 more, and the figures for other structures like businesses and farm buildings are quite similar to those. Fortunately, there were no fatalities, but 6 people got injured and countless animals died in the fire. Now, regarding the causes of the fire, nothing is yet final, but it's the main hypothesis, the leading hypothesis is that it started when the winds blew 3 branches against the power lines by the Cogswell Dam. Yeah, this house here on the left seems to have been completely destroyed. Another home here on the left that seems to have been destroyed as well. Wow, look at this. Everything is burned around this property, but the firefighters saved the house. That's pretty impressive. I myself am very grateful to the firefighters because our home was surrounded by fires in 2018, the Asuza fire, and literally the firefighters circled the wagon and put fire engines around our home and saved it. That was a very scary moment to my family. We evacuated, but they had one fire truck on the north, one in the south, and one on the west, and circled our house and saved it. That was pretty impressive. Now this hairpin here, that's a very famous viewpoint to the Antelope Valley. In fact, once I had a crash here. I dumped my motorcycle as I was leading a ride in very low speed. I didn't pay attention. I will post a link to the video where I dropped my bike. Here in front of us you can see this is the Pinon range of mountains right in front. As you guys can see, the devastation is absolutely complete in the mountains. Again, that's the Pinon range. It's a famous range in the San Gabriel Mountains. It's a popular camping spot, or used to be a popular camping spot. Thank you here to the Chevy driver that let me pass. Thank you. Another home here on the left saved by the firefighters. You guys can see devastation is complete around the property, and only the home is still standing. And for miles and miles and miles the scenery is the same. Now here we're at the very, very edge of the fire. We are getting close to Shoemaker Canyon, and this area here has been less damaged. That road at the left, right there, that's Big Rock Creek Road, and the road is closed because everything beyond that point is badly damaged. Big Rock Creek, Holcomb Canyon, Old Point, there is nothing left there. In fact, I understand that nearly all the structures at Paradise Spring and Door Canyon unfortunately have been destroyed. this road here on the right is Bob's Gap, and that's the bridge over Big Rock Creek. Right, there is a truck of the power company, another large truck here with a spool at the back. The power crews are repairing the power lines damaged by the Bobcat Fire. And it's terrible to think that everything all the way from here, all the way south to Monrovia, Asuza, Duarte, it's all burned to a crisp for miles and miles. We are getting close to Vallermo now, and as you guys can see, the fire completely surrounded the structures, and the structures were saved by the firefighters. And again, I have this personal gratitude because our home was saved back in 2018 in the Woolsey fire. Unfortunately, many other families were not as fortunate as we were, but we are very grateful to the Ventura County Fire Department and all the other groups that came to help us in that moment of need. This is a pity because here we are getting close to Sand Rock Creek, and this used to be a beautiful grove with very mature trees, and they are all burned now. It's very sad. You guys can see here on the right, on the left as well. And in the climate of Southern California, it takes many years. It's a very arid, very dry climate. It takes many years for these trees to grow and become mature. So, you know, the devastation here that you see is going to last for generations to come. And once again, this is the edge of the fire. In other areas, believe it or not, devastation is even worse than this. Coming over Pallet Creek, and I made a mistake here because I meant to turn left. As you guys can see, I'm looking left and right because I got confused, but I wanted to have taken the road to Fort Tejon on the left, but I thought this was the previous road and I just kept going. But you know, I decided to just go on and go to Palmdale and then home because I was already quite sad for seeing so much destruction and devastation, so much nature gone and so much property lost, and I decided to just keep going and get home. So that's it, guys. Just a quick video about the Bobcat Fire and the devastation caused by it. I hope this can be useful to someone. It's just a little historic record. But let's go on, and I hope the next videos will be happier than this one. All the best to everybody. Ride safe. Take care. That's your friend Musa saying goodbye.